last lecture, we will discuss about the design of bottom chord member. Okay, so you all know that in through type of truss or the through type of foot over bridge, your top chord is always in compression and your bottom chord is always in tension. So whenever you have to design for top chord, you have to design for compression member, and whenever you have to design for bottom chord, you have to design for tension member. Okay, and the design of top chord and design of bottom chord is given as per IS 800 2007, in which there is a section number 6. So for section number 6, it is clearly mentioned that design of bottom chord knot, design of tension member. Okay, and your section number 7 is the design of compression member. Okay, now we are moving further to our step number 11, which is the forces on vertical member. Okay, now this design of vertical member and design of diagonal member is related with one another. Okay, so let us start our step number 11, which is the forces on vertical member. So students, your vertical member is U0 L0, U1 L1, U2 L2, U3 L3 up to U8 L8. Now your first member is U0 L0. Now what is the difference between top bottom and vertical diagonal? So you all know that whenever you have to design for top chord, your all the influence line diagram in the compression zone. Whenever you have to design for bottom chord, your all the influence line diagram is in the tensile zone. Now in the vertical member, some of the portion is in tension zone and some of the portion is in compression zone. Okay, so students, let us start. Our first member's influence line diagram is U0 L0. Now whenever you have to remember the forces on vertical member, then you have to remember your U0 U1. So what is the opposite direction of U0 U1? It is L0, sorry, U1 L1. Okay, now whenever you have to design for vertical member, your upward portion, your upper chord having the next portion. So the next member of U0 is U1, and at the bottom point, the point itself is your minimum value. Okay, so you can see that this is your unit load diagram, because you all know that your influence line diagram is using for unit load diagram. Okay, so for U0 L0, your influence line diagram for L0 it is 0, and for U0 it is the next member, it is equal to U1. So your influence line diagram like this. And what is this value? How this value is indicated? So whenever you have to draw influence line diagram, then this is your 0 member. 0, 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8, 6 by 8 and 7 by 8. So your value of 7 by 8 is 0.875. Okay. Now your second member is U1L1. So for upward member, the maximum value is for the next member, it is U2, and your for bottom member, it is the maximum value at itself. It means the maximum value is on the bottom of U1. Okay, so it is again 0, 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3, 4, 5 and 6 by 8. So the 6 by 8 is also called as 0.75, and for bottom chord member, for bottom member this is 0, and now your influence line diagram for bottom chord is started over here. So this is the first point, so it is 1 by 8. So your influence line diagram for second member U1 and 1 is from 0, 0.125, 0.75 and 0. Okay, now your third member is U2 L2. Now for upward member, your maximum answer is at the next point, it means at U3. And for bottom member, your maximum answer is at the point below just that point. Okay, so it is 0, 2 by 8, 5 by 8 and 0. So it is 0, 2 by 8 means 0.25, 5 by 8 it means 0.625 and at last it is 0. And your last vertical member is U3L3 and for U3L3 your maximum answer is at the point of U4 and L3. So that diagram is like this. Okay. So this is four influence line diagram. Now whenever you have to find out forces, you can see that some of the portion is in compression and some of the portion is in tension. So whenever your tension member and compression member is separately over here, then you have to find out dead load and live load separately. Okay. So now you can see that for your first member, there is no any partially separately answer. Okay. So the answer of forces, the equation of forces on any member is remain same and it is area of influence line diagram into total UDL. Okay. So for first member PU0L0 is equal to 1 half, your base is 24, altitude is 0.875 and total UDL in this example is 26.6. So you will get your answer 279.3 kilonewton. Now for second member, it is very most important for second member because you can see that on second member some of the portion is in tension and another portion is in compression. So first of all you have to find out the tensile area and compression area separately. So for that point of view, you have to find out point of contraflexure, at which point your influence line diagram is started from negative to positive or else positive to negative. Okay. So say for example, this distance is 3 meter. So whenever we have to find out some distance, because we have to find out point of contraflexure. So this distance is x meter and this distance is 3 minus x. So the equation is x divided by 0.125 is equal to 3 minus x divided by 0.75. And after calculating all this calculation, you will get your answer of x. It means at which point your point of contraflexure is occur. Okay, so you have to find out 3x for second member, third member and fourth member. Okay, now let us calculate for our second member. Our second member is PU1L1. Now first of all you can see that some of the portion is in compression and some of the portion is in tension. So first of all you have to find out compression area and tension area. So your compression zone is in this portion. So the equation of compression area is remain same because it is shape of triangle and the triangle's area is 1 half base altitude. Now 1 half is constant, altitude is 0.75 and your base is like this. So it is 18 plus 3 minus x. Okay, so you will get your answer of compression area. Similarly, you have to find out the area of tension because you can see that this is your compression portion and this is your tension portion. So the area of tensile portion is 1 half base altitude and 1 half is remain constant. base is 3 plus x, so your value of x is 0.428, so the total base is 3.428 into altitude, so it is 0.125. Okay, this calculation is remain same for your third member and fourth member. So first of all, you have to find out compression area and tension area separately, and after finding out the compression area and tension area separately, you have to use equation of forces, which is area of UDL into, sorry, area of ILD into UDL. Okay, so you all know that there is one load which is always remain steady, which is your live load, sorry, which is your dead load. So whenever you have to find out dead load, then you have to use net area. Net area means tension area or compression areas maximum value minus minimum value. So you can see that in this case your tension area's value is 7.71 meter square and your tension area's value is 0.21 meter square. So your net area is maximum minus minimum. So it is 7.50 meter square. Now you all know that there is one load which is always remain steady and it is dead load. So the force due to dead load is area. You can see that area of UDL, which is 7.50, because it is a net area into UDL. And you all know that we have to find out dead load and live load separately in your step number 5. Okay, so your answer is 87 kilonewton. Now your live load is remain changed with time to time. Okay, so you have to find out force due to live load L. LLC means live load compression. So you have to use compression area into factored UDL. So it will get 115.65 kilonewton, and live load tension means tensile area into factored live load. So it is minus 3.15 kilonewton. Now there is two load combinations. First one is dead load plus live load compression, and second one is dead load plus live load tension. So you can see that your answer of dead load is in compression, because you can see that your net area is also in compression, because your value 7.71 is the biggest value and your 7.71 is your area of compression member. Okay, so it means your net area is also is in compression. So compression plus compression, so your final answer is in compression. And dead load, which is in compression, and tension, so compression and tension, so it will be in opposite direction. So 87 minus 3.15, which is equal to 83.85, and your final answer is in compression. Okay, so this is your first answer. These two are your second answer, and for third member and fourth member, all the calculations are remain same, in which first of all you have to find out compression area, you have to find out tension area, after that you have to find out net area. With the help of net area you will get your answer of force due to dead load. After finding out the force due to dead load, you have to find out force due to live load compression and live load tension. After finding out all these things, you have to use two load combinations. First one is dead load plus live load compression, and dead load plus live load tension, and you will get your two answers. So for first member, you will get your only one answer. For second member, you have to got two answer. For third and fourth member, you can also find out two another answers, and the calculations are shown in your presentation slide. Okay, now you can see that your answers will be like 132.6 kilonewton and 39.3 kilonewton and 132.6 kilonewton and 11.55, and the answer is in T. T means tension. So students, total 7 answers are there. For first member, only one answer. For second, third and fourth member, you will get two answers separately. So 2 into 3, which is equal to 6, plus 1, total 7 answers are there. But from 7 various answers, your maximum answer is 279.3 kilonewton, and this 279.3 kilonewton is in compression. Okay, so for compression, you all are aware about how to design of compression member, because it is already discussed in our design of top code, and in which first of all you have to find out PD is equal to AE into FCD, and in that equation you have to use slenderness ratio by assuming 100. After assuming the slenderness ratio, you have to find out AE, and after finding out AE, you have to provided more AE than the required, and you have to try one section, and whenever this section is takes maximum load, which is 279.3, then it is your final section. Okay, so now in the next lecture we are starting about the forces on diagonal member. We are not repeatedly done for design of vertical member, because the design of vertical member is same as design of top chord member. Okay, so students, this is the end of today's session.